Hey everyone, for our Bible lesson today for Grace's Vocation Bible School, we are talking about Psalm 23 verse 3. He leads me upon paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Now, I am on a path right now, and I do love going for a hike. Do you guys like going for a hike or a walk? Maybe with your family, or your dogs, or your sheep? Just kidding. I bet none of you have sheep like me. Ha ha ha. Sheep Friend and I love to go for hikes. But you know what? Some paths are really long, and if you're unfamiliar with them, if you don't know them very well, you might get lost. It's important when you're taking a hike on a new path to have a guide. You know what? Shepherds lead their sheep along safe paths and lead them on paths that they know and protect them. Shepherds always lead their sheep on paths that they want them to go, keeping them safe, providing for them, and making sure the shepherd keeps all his sheep together. Some paths are really safe and really easy to walk. Other paths can be a little more dangerous. And so the shepherd makes sure he always knows the path that he's taking them on. You know, in life, we have lots of different paths we can take, don't we? But Jesus directs us, Jesus guides us, Jesus leads us where He wants us to go, so that we can live a wonderful life, but so that we can also share Him and His love with others. Jesus has a special path just for you, and He has a special path for me. Our paths may be a little bit different, but that's okay. Jesus is going to use the path that He has for you to share Him and His love with others. Our Good Shepherd Jesus is going to protect us on our path. He's going to lead us down the path that He wants us to go down based on what, we're good at, what we like to do, and how He's going to use us to share His love with the world. Isn't that wonderful? The verse says that he leads us down paths of righteousness. What does righteousness mean? Well, it means living right. It means living the way Jesus lived, the way he taught us to, and how he wants us to live. And that's the path our Good Shepherd, Jesus, leads us down. He wants us to go down a path, living for him and living the way he wants us to, so that we're an example for the world, so that when the world sees us, they see Jesus. Will you guys pray with me? Dear Jesus, thank you for leading us down the path of righteousness, helping us to live for you. Help us, whatever path we're on, to use what you teach us to do, to use what we're good at and what you've given us to share you and your love with the world. We love you. Amen.
Together, come and gather in the name of Jesus. All together, come and gather in the name of the Lord. All together, come and gather in the name of Jesus. All together, come and gather in the name of the Lord. Jesus, he's our shepherd king. Jesus, to him our praise we sing. Jesus, he's the living word. The living word. All together come and gather in the name of Jesus. All together come and gather in the name of the Lord. Gather in the name of the Lord.
Hey everyone, welcome to this Disc Golf VBS session. I don't know about you, but I love spending time outdoors, especially when the weather's nice. And one of the things I love doing is playing disc golf or Frisbee Golf. Now, if you don't know what disc golf or Frisbee Golf is, it's very similar to regular golf. There's a starting point called the tee, and there's a point you're going for called the pin or the hole. And you use a disc or a frisbee rather than a golf ball and golf clubs. It's really very simple and almost anybody can play. As long as you can throw a frisbee, you can play. And there are special courses. There are some in Muskegon and even Grand Rapids, but you don't have to play on a special course. In fact, you can play almost anywhere. You just got to be careful not to hit anybody or anything that might break. A couple of places that I've played around here are at the Coopersville schools. Our pastor's family likes to play there. But we even play at church sometimes. Really all you have to do is decide where you're going to start and where your first hole is going to be. Right now, I'm going to start right here at the entrance of church, and I'm going to go for the middle light post in our parking lot. Sometimes we'll play and we'll head towards the pastor's house, and we'll try and get it in his trailer or even in his tree house, and that's a lot of fun. All right, I'm going to give you guys an idea of how this works by showing you one hole, all right? I'm starting, like I said, from the entrance here at church, and let's see how many throws it takes me to get to that first hole, the middle light post in the parking lot. All right, here we go. Ready? Awesome. Hole in one. Do you believe me? You don't? That's okay. It wasn't really a hole in one. It usually takes me a few tries to get to the hole. Sometimes it's one long throw to get, in the general area, and then a second throw to get close to the hole, and then that last throw to hit the hole itself. If it's a really hard hole, it might take 4 or 5 or even more throws to do it. Pastor's a pretty good disc golfer himself. In fact, he's a lot stronger than I am, so he can throw it even farther. However, we have a lot of fun, and we go back and forth on who does the best. Usually it's Pastor, though. I really like disc golf, though, and you can get all sorts of different things to play disc golf. I have a special disc golf bag where I keep my discs, and they have different kinds of discs, too. You already saw my orange one, which is called a driver. It's supposed to help you throw farther. I don't know if it does or not. For people that are really good, maybe it does. But there are other ones in different colors and styles, and ones that are supposed to curve one way or the other. There's ones that are lighter and a little bit sticky in the way they feel, that are supposed to help you putt, or once you get close, get it right in the hole. And I even have some that are really special, and my wife, Miss Amanda, gave me these. They light up, so I can even play at night if I want to, and they float just in case I get in water. They're pretty cool. But you know what? As I said before, disc golf can be played by just about anybody. And we're going to send some of you some Frisbees, and many of you, we're going to try and send some paper plates. Now, why are we doing that? Well, you know what? You can even play disc golf with paper plates if you don't have a Frisbee. And if you use paper plates, you might even be able to play inside a little bit. Now, you need to check with your parents for permission first, but you can choose some places inside as your holes, okay? Maybe it's a dining room chair or your bed in your bedroom. Start from one room and see how many throws it takes you to get that paper plate from that room to your bed in your bedroom, or maybe to the sink in the kitchen. Or maybe you can even start inside and work your way outside and hit that tree in your front or backyard. It's a lot of fun, and I invite you to invite your friends to play with you. Maybe your cousins or your neighbors next door. But you know what? Disc golf is a great game to play with just about anybody, and to invite your friends to play. Okay, now I'm going to give you some pointers on how to throw a disc properly. For some of you, you maybe have never thrown a Frisbee before, and it's kind of an awkward motion if you've not done it. In the pictures you see on the screen, you'll see the 2 discs that, for those of you that registered, and while supplies last, we'll send these to you. One is a regular plastic Frisbee, and the other is a paper plate. And even if you didn't register and you didn't get a VBS packet in the mail, you can still probably find these in your home or very cheaply at a local dollar store. To teach you a little bit about throwing a Frisbee, for those of you this is the first time, I'm going to use the actual Frisbee as an example. So you want to take it in your hand and really tuck a finger under the lip. You'll see that a Frisbee has a little lip around the edge. That simply helps it fly straight and a longer distance than just a flat circle. If you tuck your finger underneath that lip, it'll give you a good grip for throwing it straight and far. There are a couple of different ways you can throw it. I'll show you in the pictures here some looks at ways to hold the Frisbee and throw it. You'll be seeing those on the screen right now. There's the regular backhand way. There's a forehand throwing, which is a little more like throwing a baseball or something, but it's kind of difficult to do. And then there's what's called a hammer throw, which is sort of starting over your shoulder and throwing it straight out from your body. That one, the disc flies in a weird way, and so I wouldn't recommend it. But for throwing it the regular way, which is the backhand way, you start with the disc with a finger underneath the lip and your hand holding it firmly. The disc is towards your chest, and then you extend your arm out from your body with your wrist still kind of bent. Then, when your arm is straight or at full extension, you sort of flick your wrist a little bit forward and let go of the disc right at that full extension, right when your arm is straight and your wrist is straight forward with your arm. Once you let go, your arm should be pointing where you want the disc to go. But there's a trick to Frisbees. You see, they're flat and they catch the air. And so if the disc is tilted to one side when you let go, it is going to curve one way or the other. So the goal to throwing it straight is to keep the disc as flat to the ground as possible. All right, the next best step for you to learn how to throw a Frisbee is to just go outside and do it. Get some practice at it. There's not a whole lot you can teach about throwing a Frisbee. It's learned best by just doing it. So I encourage you to go out with a friend and just throw the Frisbee back and forth and learn the best way to do it. And you know what? This is a perfect spot to talk about how games like disc golf and things that lots of people can do together are a great way to build friendships and relationships and to share God's love with others. You might not have thought about that before, that games like disc golf can be used to share God's love with others. You can invite someone to play disc golf with you, and maybe you can share a paper plate with them, or maybe you'll have a couple Frisbees and you can do it that way. And in playing disc golf together, you can have a lot of fun and have the chance to maybe invite them to church too. Or tell them, hey, you know where I learned about disc golf? It's through this virtual VBS through Grace Lutheran Church. Maybe you can do the next session with me. It could be a lot of fun and we could learn something new. In any case, you have an opportunity to share Jesus with a friend. And even doing it through disc golf. Isn't that fun? All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you have fun playing disc golf. And maybe, real soon, we can play disc golf together. I'd love that. Have fun, guys.
Hi friends, how are you? I'm back, Miss Noble or Miss Mandy. And today in your lessons, you were focusing on the fact that God leads us on the right path and that He directs our life. So I have a fun little video clip to watch about some dinosaurs. Everybody loves dinosaurs, right? So I thought maybe you would enjoy watching this little video clip, and then I'll talk to you a little bit afterwards. So I'm going to set that up on my screen here. Okay. I think you're going to like this. Because who doesn't love dinosaurs? All right. Here we go.
That should do it. Now this will keep them rotten critters from stealing our food, because I made this silo 100% critter proof.
Put your mark on there, Henry. You earned it.
Yeah, Papa, do it! Come on! Yeah!
Only if your mama does it first. If anyone's earned a mark round here, it's her.
You just put your mark higher than mine?
What? No. It's just the angle you're looking at it.
The angle, huh?
Hold on. It's not that easy. You've got to earn your mark by doing something big for something bigger than yourself. Someday you'll all make your mark. And I can't wait to see it. That is how you clear a field. Attaboy, Buck. Go on, Buck. You earned it.
Good job, son.
You got it, Libby. Just a little bit more.
Beautiful.
You earned your mark, sweetheart.
Okay, so in that fun little video clip, there's kind of a lot going on there. I want us to focus on your messages that you heard today, keeping in mind what we just watched. God wants to lead us on the right paths so that we too can make our mark. We want to make our mark. We want our mark to be made to show others the glory of God. Those things for the bigger purpose. We want to show people God's love. And we can do that by helping others, by loving them, forgiving them, caring for them, and showing them kindness. Sometimes we don't always know how to do these things, but you don't have to worry because God is always with you and He's there. When I am not sure what to do, when I'm faced with a hard choice, or maybe I have to forgive someone and I don't know how to do that because maybe I'm still feeling sad inside or I still feel hurt, I have to pray just like you do. And I simply just say, God, please help me hear your voice. Please guide my heart so I can follow your will. Amen. And it's that simple. So our prayers don't have to be big, long, hard things. They don't have to be something that we have to worry about. We can just talk to God just like we talk to your mom or your dad or grandmas or grandpas, brothers or sisters or your teachers. Did I tell you I'm a teacher? Yeah, I'm a teacher. So sometimes my students talk to me. They need help, but we can talk to God anytime. He's always with us. So whether it's in the daytime or at night, or sometimes even in the middle of the night when we can't sleep, or if we're worried about something, we can just simply say, please help me. So I'm going to say that little prayer again that I sometimes say to myself when I don't know what to do. God, please help me hear your voice. Please guide my heart so I can follow your will. Amen. All right, friends, have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.